Hey, Leon. I know it's not the amount of time at home you would have liked, but what does a couple of days, back home here after the trip that you guys just finished, and how long, and I would imagine mentally taxing it was, just how much of a relief was a few days at home here?
Yeah, it's really nice. Obviously, not the trip that we were expecting or were hoping for, but that's just part of being able to play at this time of the year, and everyone's going through different things. So this is not ideal for us, but it's something that we have or had to work through, and but it's definitely nice to be home.
Based on practice today, Cahoon back on your line. If you think about the most success that you've had as a group, what kind of elements were those guys and Dominic in particular bringing? Like, where was his most success, you think?
Yeah, I think just winning our battles in the corners in the offensive zone, and being good defensively. I don't think we've given up a whole lot of goals as a line. So obviously, I think we can produce a little more or create a little more offense, but I'm sure that'll come.
Reed Wilkins, 630 Chad.
Thanks, Sean. Hi, Leon. Leon, I realize one game at a time, one day at a time is something that pro athletes try to focus on. But given now uncertainty with Vancouver and Saturday's game and just some other schedule adjustments, how hard is it to not think about possible schedule adjustments and seeing other teams have games postponed?
No, I mean it's not ideal, but like I said, every team's going through that. We're all in the same boat. Our focus is on Friday, not on Saturday. So we're going to prepare for tomorrow and see what happens on Saturday.
Thank you.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Leon, if you do play with Cahoon and Yamamoto, do you want them to shoot more? I know when I talk to Yamamoto all the time, he keeps saying, I got to shoot more. I keep passing the puck back to Leon. Do you want to tell your wingers, like, shoot the puck more?
No, I mean, they're both great players. They make their plays. Sometimes you make a wrong decision. I do those more than anyone maybe. So it happens. Like I said, they're both great players. They'll make their decisions on the ice in the moment. But I think as a line in general, we can, put the puck on net a little more.
And last game against Montreal, it's a long season. Do you just kind of write it off as, you know what, that was just a bad night and we'll start again? I mean, it is a long season and you haven't had very many of those nights.
Yeah, I mean, those nights happen, but they can't happen over and over again. So you have to park it. You take the negative out of it. You learn from it. Not much positive in that game, but you just regroup and kind of reset and go back at it tomorrow.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Leon, I know no one likes to make excuses, but this year there's lots of different things. Can you just talk about how maybe mentally tough it is when you're sitting in a hotel room for like a week and you're practicing and then not doing much, and then you play 3 games in 4 days? Is there like a mental wear down that you normally wouldn't incur?
I mean, there's no excuses here. That's like I said, every team's in the same boat. We're all in the same situation. But it's definitely not easy at times. Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially this last trip, sitting in a hotel room, you can't go out for dinner. You can't really do much. It's not ideal, but we've done it all year. We've done a great job of sticking with that and being able to work around that. And, we'll continue to do that.
You're a guy who fresh off won a pretty major award in the National Hockey League. And, you look at your teammate Darnell Nurse and where he's at this year and in the conversation for the Norse. I still know there's lots of the season left, but I think his play has put him in the conversation. And his offensive numbers, defensively he's improved, but his offensive numbers, specifically his finishing, Leon, like, as of yesterday, there's only like 8 guys in the NHL, forwards, who even have more 5-on-5 goals than Nurse. Are you impressed by his ability to finish this year and how much more he's shooting compared to any other time you played with him?
Yeah, he's taken another big step. I've obviously known him for a long time now, and you know, he's a workhorse. He works on his game on a daily basis, and you know, this is the product from this. So I'm not surprised. He's had a great year. Obviously, we need him to continue that. And I very much so think that he should be in the conversation, you know, to win a big trophy.
Dan Nugent Bowman, The Athletic.
Hi, Leon. You've played a lot last year with Kyler Yamamoto. You played on and off with him this year. I'm just curious, what is the kind of the evolution in his game that you've seen from him?
Just maturity, I think. You know, when you come into the league as a young guy, getting drafted fairly high, you sometimes you maybe a little nervous or a little starstruck or something like that. So he knows he belongs in this league. He knows he belongs, you know, on the top 2 lines, and he knows that. So I think that's a big difference. He's a great player, great kid, and you know, it's a lot of fun playing with him.
Is there any advice that you've had for him as a player that, you know, you took maybe a little while coming up and then have obviously excelled in the last few years here? Is there any advice that you've had for him to kind of ease him in?
I mean, little things, but he's a good kid. He knows what he needs to do. He knows his game. He knows what he has to work on and what he's already really good at. So he doesn't need my advice that much.